And we are live. I don't yet see a connection. Yes, we are live now. So, hello and welcome everyone to tonight's stream, where we'll be playing the third session already of the Faces of Evil adventure. An adventure exclusively written for the brand new tabletop role playing game Blood and Doom, which recently concluded its Kickstarter successfully, raising over 150,000 euros and unlocking many wonderful stretch goals, among which extra adventures, miniatures, a soundtrack, and other things as well. I won't sum up everything that we achieved, but it was a great experience. And we've built a very excited community around the game so far. And we'll just keep updating everyone. And especially, I think most of you who are watching are actually backers of the Kickstarter. So it will be very interesting to see what's coming up in the next few months. And we'll definitely keep you busy with all kinds of fun things like streaming, more updates to the primer bundle, and some few surprises that I don't want to spoil yet. So keep an eye on those. So for today, we will continue the adventure, and I don't know, maybe it will be the last session that we do for Faces of Evil. Maybe you will get into a whole lot of trouble and it will require another session to conclude it. Maybe you will all die this session. Who knows? So, no, no, that won't happen. Anyways, a brief sum up of what happened last time is that our adventurers arrived in the remote trading outpost of Ashar. Ashar is a medium-sized city right at the center of Ovadir, a great desert region at the heart of Athenia. There they arrived to go sightseeing, so to speak. They wanted to visit the Temple of Aurelia, which is famously known for its divine glitter. Upon arrival, though, they noticed that things didn't all quite seem as they would expect. First of all, the people seemed kind of down on their luck, avoiding their gazes. Then the second thing that happened was that they heard that a lot of people had gone missing mysteriously during the last few weeks. And also the divine glitter of the temple actually had faded away quite a bit recently. So they started an investigation into these matters and soon discovered that several people who live inside the city might have something to do with what is going on. Mainly, I think it's safe to say, they suspect, among other people, one of the priests at the temple, Obila, and a fortune teller who has a fortune-telling booth on the Grand Bazaar, the Palace Bazaar, Nimawe, and some other people as well. So they watched them as they went about their business at night. There were some serious threats actually going back and forth, some gazes and some mind-controlling magic spells that actually caused some problems for our duo Namuldi and Badulan, as they in the middle of the night climbed over the walls of the temple itself and there encountered some kind of a demonic creature that was unleashed especially to get them. Meanwhile, Kasan, Zamia and Ilya were chasing a man named Kasin Abud, who they also suspect to be part of the group that is responsible for these disappearances. But unfortunately, he managed to get away and he hasn't been seen since. Oh, and also they killed someone in the middle of the street. But we'll see how that is a minor thing. Anyway, so we'll continue quickly. We won't keep you waiting much longer. Just a quick round of introductions. I am Ferruccio Argento, your doomsayer for the night, and then I'll go down into the stream to Namuldi. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, your character, whatever you feel like, and then we'll get playing as soon as possible.
Hi everyone, I'm Sandra, and I'm playing Navuldi, your druid kindred. And I already didn't like the temple, but now it's only getting worse with blood/flesh demons coming out of windows, and it's a bad place. I'm pretty sure of it.
Nothing good has come so far from the temple, right? It hasn't.
No.
All right, then Kasan.
I am Viba, and I am playing Kasan Faroun, and I am really enjoying this water. It's great. Dulmar is one hell of a guy.
As a side note, he bought a bottle of water from Dulmar, who is a famous water salesman in Ashar. And it is actually quite special, right, Kasan? The water that he sold you.
Oh yeah, it's great. I'm feeling the best I ever had. My insides were rotting, but
No, it's not
fixed it
true.
all.
No. Dulmar is innocent. Okay.
Well, no. My insides were rotting because of a magical spell, and Dumar fixed it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magical water. Badulan, tell us a little bit about your character.
Hi, I'm Wim, and I'll be playing Badulan of Timon, a guardian warden who's currently shit out of luck. 0 doom points left.
Oh.
I was doing fine one session ago, but fighting a meat demon did leave me with quite some bruises and an internal bleeding.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you suffer an injury, by the way? Right? Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
yes, lowered body ability. Okay, well, we'll forget about that. Anyway, Zamia.
Yes, I'm Akira. I play Zamia, the Viper Assassin, and I have not had any alarming visions whatsoever involving meatballs.
Oh right, the vision. Oh my god, I almost forgot about that. Yes. Yeah, so you did not see a nightmarish vision of some room with...
Definitely not.
Okay, yeah, that did
Definitely
not happen.
nothing alarming.
And then to sum up, round up, Ilya.
Yeah, hi, I'm Gio. I'll play Ilya. She's a barbarian gladiator, and she's gotten pretty annoyed by recent events, sucked into a sort of dimension for a short time by, I believe, Kasim the Wizard.
Yes.
She just wants to deal with these bunch of whatever they are, cultists, and make good use of her battle axe against them. So
could they be cultists though? You know, is that I think from this point on, let's just decide we'll call them cultists. I'm not saying they are, but I mean we kind of know. But
from
it's
the talk they made
to make it easier to refer to them.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. They appear to certainly be of the cultist variety in some way. Anyway, so we'll start tonight's session immediately with some fun stuff, because I remember last time you all went back to the Nomad and the Crow, which is a very luxurious bathing inn located in Ashar, where the owner Ariotem Hafez has provided you with 5 rooms. I think Ilya paid for those. So far he has turned out to be very kind and friendly to you, so I assume that after last session's adventure you all you came back here. I think we actually played that out already and then decided to go to sleep. So on that note, I would like to ask each of you to make a doom roll to see if perhaps something during the night might happen. And that's one failure.
Classy.
That's another failure. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. One might think it would have been a good idea perhaps to not spend so many doom points in the past.
Hey,
All right,
I've
so...
got 4.
Yeah,
Oh
me
my
too.
God. Oh, well, then that's just bad luck. Okay, so you all 5 of you experience a quite disturbing dream. in the middle of the night, as you sleep, you have this nightmarish vision of the night's sky. And in it you can see countless stars. But some kind of heavy thought comes over you. It's like a feeling of desperation. And then you seem to notice that many of the stars in the sky are actually darkening and disappearing, so to speak, before your very eyes. Then your nightmare continues on as you see in the darkness a vague image of corpses rising from the ground, clawing their way up, crawling across the surface into some unseen, distant area. Then you see a vision of the city of Ashar, completely in ruins. And your nightmare ends as you see an enormous triangle up in the sky above the city of Ashar. And the triangle is entirely made of blood. And I would like all of you to make a willpower roll, difficulty 3. One of the things that may help here could be something like meditation, or maybe, I would say, occult might be able to help a bit. But
Okay.
as far as that goes, Kassan, a success, failure. Oof, a setback. Wow. I'm missing one more. Oh, we have 2 setbacks and 1 success. Okay, so Kassan, even though this nightmare was horrible, you seem to just sleep pretty well for the rest of the evening. And in the morning you'll recall maybe vaguely what happened, but it won't be bothering you as much. As for the others, however, you all, and this is for the people who did not suffer a setback, you all suffer 4 madness.
Wow.
And you are exhausted because you cannot get enough sleep tonight. Exhausted is a condition which means that you'll have a challenge to all rolls relating to your body abilities. So be it strength, dexterity, reflex, toughness, etc. So that's what you'll have to deal with until you rest again. And then, instead of healing any bruises or wounds, you'll just heal your exhausted condition. As far for the people who suffered a setback, let's see, you'll also suffer the exhausted condition, but you suffer 6 madness.
Oh, great, I'm just back at where I was before the rest.
But hopefully not at your maximum madness.
No, I've got, it says maximum of 7, so
Okay,
Lucky
well
you.
that's good news then. And how about Badu'an?
Yeah, I was checking 6 madness would put me at my max.
Ooh, all right. Okay, that's bad news. I actually didn't expect that. So I will have to grab quickly the core rulebook to see about those traumas that will occur once you've suffered your... that's what a way to wake up, by the way, right? I mean, it's just... my God. Okay.
Is that a rule that's going to change in the final game?
No, no, unfortunately not. No, but we're keeping
Because in
this.
the core
We're
book
keeping
it
this.
says that you can't suffer a setback on a doom roll.
Ah,
Oh yes, you're actually right. I'm
but this
completely
isn't
making a
Doom
mistake.
Roll.
Yeah. It does say so on roll 20, but that's just the programming. That's
Actual roll.
It's okay, I want to get
Yeah.
6 madness, but
It's,
It's an action
an
roll.
Oh
action
no
roll.
no wait a minute no it is correct because the doom roll causes this to happen and then it's the
Ah.
willpower
Yeah.
roll that you suffer the setback to. No so
Imagine,
okay.
it is correct.
imagine if
yeah.
on the D8 you would have rolled less than a 4.
Yeah.
You're right.
That would have
It
been
could,
hilarious.
it could happen. It could happen. All right, so let's see. Now, I know you want to get out of this, but I think it's kind of cool. So let's first see. I've got a bunch of them here, and it could be fun just for the people watching as well to see what's in store. So I'm looking at amnesia, a phobia, disorder, a compulsion, a mania, or a delusion. And I'm wondering what could work best here. And I think let's go for a mania. So then I'll roll a d4. 2. Okay, you suffer from Bacchic mania. You are consumed by a wild energy, a desire to revel and indulge in all of life's pleasures. I'm sorry. You dance and sing with abandon, losing yourself in the intoxicating rhythms of the world around you. But beware, for in your madness you may become a danger to yourself and others. And then, as far as the actual part that relates to what you'll have to do, you lose interest in whatever quest or assignment you had, and your party are involved in, and will take any opportunity you get to carouse until the suns come up. Actually causing you to become exhausted by coincidence, which you already are, I think. So don't worry about that. So this does influence the course of events perhaps a little bit. As you now wake up and we could to apply it to this specific situation, I'd say that perhaps something snapped in your mind, thinking, no, this is. Life is too short, there's too much darkness, there's too much evil, and something just tells you, I'll have to make the most of it and just keep partying all day and all night. So, there you go. Then the next morning, you all wake up, some of you somewhat more refreshed than others, and then I'd ask you to take over and perhaps use this occasion to let us know what you're doing or how it looks when you realize that you haven't slept so well.
Well, I had a wonderful night. That dream about the lights in the sky turned off, but good night's sleep. Very restful.
I just blame it on the bed. I don't like that soft. Nyeh.
That's probably the least restful rest I've ever had.
It should be a luxury room.
Or at least top 5.
I didn't get that ID from the room, especially the bed.
None of you slept too well.
I had
Got
a horrid
some-
dream.
Yeah.
It reminded me
indeed.
of other horrid things I've seen. I feel just as terrible as I did yesterday. When I went to sleep to try to
Oh, I
Rest
slept
from-
wonderfully. Thank
You
you.
mentioned something yesterday already, but what I saw, well, let's get some breakfast. Hopefully things will get better from there. But I
Yes,
feel tired.
As you get downstairs, of course, Ariotem and several of his servants are waiting, and he bids you a very good morning, and he's, very energetic, and he's like, and did you enjoy your room? Did you sleep well?
No.
Apologies. What might be the matter? Is there anything I can do?
nightmare.
Oh, a nightmare.
Yes.
I will inquire no further. Sorry, my lady. you are still interested in having breakfast, I assume.
Certainly.
All right.
Well, I won't feel better on an empty stomach.
All right. So, I've set aside a table for you in the corner over there, and you see like there's this. It's like this loungy area with like a coffee table, size table, where some nice breakfast will be set up. Servants are already putting down plates, knives, forks, and you can smell some pretty delicious cooking from the back kitchen. And so you all take a seat, and I wonder, I'm especially interested in what Badulan will have to say once he joins the table. And I see, Kasan, you have disappeared from our stream. Maybe I did something wrong. Let's see if we can get you back quickly. Some minor technical difficulties, perhaps. No, he's gone. Perhaps we...
He slept too well, and it's like, yeah, you guys go and recover from your...
He's like, I don't want to be... Oh, there he is. All right. It's like... He's like, I don't want to be at the table with all the sad people, I'll just...
It's so valid.
Yeah. All right, so you all...
Badulan isn't sad.
Yeah, but... all right, yeah,
Enjoying
so tell
himself.
us. Tell us.
Yeah, Badulan is eating significantly more than he would normally eat. He's already drinking wine, assuming that...
He's like, Ariatem, bottle of wine, please. And Ariatem's like, okay, sure,
And Ilya is like, what's going on here? That's normally what she asks for. But even this early in the morning, she wouldn't ask. But Badulan, what's going on?
Well, you can clearly see that Badulan is tired. But yeah, I'm okay.
It's no time
I had an
to
epiphany.
feast yet.
Well, I do think that it's time to feast. I had an epiphany. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I don't want to get in another fight with a meat demon.
A what?
I'll just enjoy myself. Hey, if you need me, well, I'm here.
Excuse me, a what?
And Ilya is also looking at Nimulny, like, okay, what's this all about?
We
of
did
course.
tell
Yeah,
you,
weren't
right?
there. So yesterday we got attacked by a thing. I'm not sure if it was a priest or a demon, but yeah.
Oh, that
I'm not
particular
feeling
part.
fine. I'll just stay here today and
But-
try to make the best of it.
I didn't
Right,
think I
no,
heard
that's not happening.
We need you, Badulan.
Yes.
There's
not
there's some
fleshy meat
music
stuff.
being played outside, Badulan. You hear the tune of a merry song through the windows.
Oh, okay. Wait here. Let me check one thing. It's important. And Badulan walks off.
Ilya follows him. Like she takes a loaf of bread, or at least
Yeah, it's just some
some of the
snacks.
buns
Yeah.
that were exactly lying there.
Yeah, Badulan still has a loaf of bread in one hand and a bottle of wine in the other. And he'll go outside and follow the music.
All right, so there's like a minstrel walking down the street playing a tune on his lute, and it's quite nice. It's like he's on his way to the palace bazaar probably, just like playing some not like full out playing music, but like some practicing tunes, getting in the mood to go up and set up his activities at the palace bazaar to probably entertain people and with stories and more music.
Okay, yeah, I'll follow him.
Badulan, where do you think you're going?
Just give me some time. I'll be fine.
No.
Clearly he won't, but
This is not the way you should behave. What's
Yeah, I just
You're not acting like. Well, and she tries to get hold of Badelan. Just
Mhm.
yeah,
try
Badelan
to
is
take
listening
him
to what you say,
back.
but at the same time, he's clearly just nodding his head and ignoring what you say.
You're not yourself this morning. Come on, let's go back to the inn.
It's just 1 minute, and Badelan walks off. What's the minstrel
Ilya tries to
roll?
restrain him. Like that's
Oh
not
my
gonna
God!
happen.
Restrain him. All right, just make me a basic strength roll, and Badelan, make me a basic reflex roll. We'll see who rolls higher.
And they have a challenge on this, right? Because of the exhausted condition?
Yes, if you are exhausted, you'll have challenge. So one less action die to roll. I don't recall who suffered exhaustion and who didn't.
Yeah, I think everybody except Kassan. So.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And I mean, if you click the condition, then it's already. Or do I have to?
No, it
buy
doesn't. It's just as a reminder only. Yeah.
Okay,
But I might
okay.
do that in the future, like make it easier to apply that. So Badelan has 2 successes.
And Ilya will also just grab his head like we have business to do here, and then she tries to get hold of him. What's the difficulty? 2?
I hope no. There's no difficulty. You can just
There's no
just keep
difficulty.
it
Oh,
at
it's
2.
just the.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna do a contested roll. See who rolls the most successes.
Okay.
So
that's
Badelan has 2.
strength and unarmed
No, just a strength
Grappling?
roll.
or grappling.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can make if you want. You can try a grappling roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you if you really want to get into it.
I'll certainly try. Well, just.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
My God.
Okay. I mean, it's very simple. At this point in time, Badelan just wants to go and enjoy the music, and he seems to be completely not himself, as you know him, and you all
Well,
know
do
each
whatever you want. She screams after him.
I will.
Oh, fantastic!
And Badelan follows the minstrel. Here, have a sip. And I try to hand him my bottle of wine.
And oh, you mean sorry, Ilya or the minstrel?
The minstrel.
The minstrel. Oh, well, he's like, well, thank you, dear sir. You're here to enjoy the music.
Of course.
Wow, this is a great start of my day. I am honored. Come, follow me. We'll make this a fantastic day, full of jolly and full of joy. And he'll just drink some of your wine, hand the bottle back to you, and the 2 of you are kind of like bonding as you go and make your way to the palace bazaar. Anyway, back inside the Nomad and Crow, Ariotem actually approaches the rest of the group, which is Namudi, Kasan, and Zamia at this point. And he whispers to all 3 of you something seems to be alarming. He says, I took it that you were investigating some of the disappearances and things that have been going on in the city. Word has gotten around, and it's gotten to my attention that Amrat, the owner of the Harim Sarai, wants to have a word with you. It seems that something quite troubling has happened overnight, and I think that perhaps he guesses that you may be able to help him.
Then so we will. I believe our schedule is rather cleared for today, anyway.
Well, first we do need to discuss some other things. We'll add it on our to-do list. It'll be 2nd or 3rd spots.
Well, all right. I mean, it's all fine with me. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think it may have something to do with someone else having gone missing. But, feel free to do what you want.
Well, they won't get less missing if we spend a bit of time going over some information. And I turn to this, so I'm a bit freaked out still, but do any of you read Old Athenian?
Nah.
Specify read.
There's a book.
I do know how to speak it and I understand it. I'm not very.
Well,
I could try.
I mean, I could probably help. I don't really know Old Athenian, but I'm sure the alphabet is mostly the same. So if we work together, perhaps we can.
You can read it. I can try to make sense of it.
That works for me. It's a mysterious book we found yesterday.
There are a lot of things going on since
yes.
You have this. Where did you find that book? In that house or where?
Yes, we went into the house and there was a book and a dagger and walls of flesh and no, that was a vision. There weren't actually walls of
Clarification. Yeah.
What?
There was a vision. Walls of flesh and people being absorbed into the walls. Like digested. That was a comment that when you were listening to those people, they mentioned something about putting someone into a wall, right?
Yeah, but I thought it was more like figure.
No, well, it might be a figure of speech and it impacted my vision, but I saw. I mean, might be a coincidence, might not be. Let's go and read this freaky book.
I'm just staring at you. But okay, there are things making sense and not making sense at this point since.
So we're on the same page.
Not yet until we start reading that book, but
literally.
Maybe I don't know. It's last night when we followed already tracked Opila. He escaped, and we followed him. Saw this blood on the ground. Followed the track even further, went into the temple, not totally in a legitimate way, but fine. And then something attacked us. Something I think used to be human. Maybe a person that now disappeared and that the thing we
Didn't they mention looking for a proper sacrifice or something for a ritual?
Are you sure it's safe reading that book?
No, but let's read it anyway. Because if we don't read it, we won't know anything about what we're up against, and that sounds the opposite of safe. So it's either potentially unsafe or certainly unsafe. I like potentially unsafe. Let's read.
Okay.
Some reading?
She at this point she also stares at the door through which Badolan has disappeared.
Should we go into like a private room in case anyone overhears?
I think that's best and maybe she looks at the Kazan. Could you be a warden of a kind? I don't know what is going to happen when we read this book, and these people. Obila said something to Badolan yesterday, and after that he attacked me, and now he's going off on his own, following the music. I don't know. He's acting weird, and I don't know if everything is connected or it's something totally different. But
Well, if he attacked you, then maybe it's good that he went off listening to music.
it's more peaceful, yes.
So what do you want me to do? Just stand here?
Yeah,
Outside
I
the room, maybe. When we go into the room, maybe stand outside the door.
Sure. Gladly.
The easy job.
All right, so as you stand guard, Kasan, and Ilya probably slowly making her way back to the Nomad and Crow, both you, Namuldi and Zamia, enter into it's like a private room for like meetings or private parties, and you can ask easily, Area 10, is there some place we can go? Sure. So you close the door, you have a good look at this book, and I just want to let you know that it will probably take quite a while, of course, to read the entire thing, but you can attempt to just see what the core concepts are in less time.
Read
Now,
the index, first page,
Yeah.
last page.
having a look, okay. I do want to say that it does seem like reading the entire book could have consequences. I'm not saying it does, but it could have some negative consequences. Now, by just
There are
browsing
consequences.
through the book, you'll probably be fine. But I just wanted to mention it anyway.
We've never played Cthulhu, so hey,
Yeah.
all fine here.
So how this works is this is a task. And what that does is it's not a success or a fail roll. You'll just need to accumulate a number of completion points. And each success that you roll is a completion point. Now, to read this entire book requires 24 completion points. And you can only try this once per day, because it requires you to read for like 4 to 6 hours to be allowed to make a roll. Now you can try now to get 4 completion points just to get the kind of the general gist of it. So I don't know if you want to work together, perhaps to try and gain edge, see if you have like an investigation skill. Maybe you'll have an occult or arcane, anything that could help, because you'll need 4 successes now to be able to get that information. Otherwise, the successes that you roll, will just write those down, and then at another time you can continue and add to those. But you will require to be in this room for about 4 hours to get this all done and do this deciphering. So you want to try
Until
and
noon.
make a roll first, and then we'll see what in the meantime the rest of the group is doing.
We both roll then?
No, if you're helping each other, one of you rolls, and then the other can help, and you'll gain edge.
Okay.
Okay.
So it would be kind of more logical that
Whoever is likely the best at
I
doing
am
this.
translating.
Well, what kind of role would it be?
It would be, in this case, let me check. So it's an intellect roll, because you're digesting this
Yeah.
information, and then any skill that would help.
Wisdom or lore or something like that.
No, just intellect, because you're.
Oh, sorry,
you're-
intellect,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, you're
Okay,
studying.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
No investigation or research or.
no. I've
No,
got
spiritualism.
what I've got is connect where I can connect to help you, but that's
Yeah, the only thing I have more into more spiritual things, nature and spiritualism.
No,
but I
that's-
don't know if that's
that's
the
not
same
go-
thing.
No, that's not gonna help. All right, so
Let's go with the intellect.
just try. You'll gain
can- you
edge. You know,
you can
maybe
try
you'll
to-
you'll even spend a doom point to re-roll and get more successes. It's all
Or you can
possible.
get a doom points to roll 5.
I hope you have more than what's your intellect? 4, 5,
3.
3. Oh my god.
Yeah, my wisdom
Mine is
is
4.
5.
Mine is 4, so maybe I could.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you couldn't translate it. Probably.
No.
That I mean,
I'll
you're
spend
still
a doom point.
you're
I
still
think I'll spend
helping
a
each
doom-
other. I mean,
True.
I wouldn't be too worried about who's doing what. You know.
Then
But
I'm gonna let Samia roll.
okay, and then
Yeah,
add
so like that's
and add one
Okay.
die because you gain edge because you're helping each other.
okay. And I have so then I will have 5. Yeah. Can I get like use my skill from like socialize and connect because we're doing it together? Is that
No, that's pretty far fetched. I know you're trying. Yeah, I understand the feeling, but no.
I'm negotiating, you know. That's,
There's like 3 skills that could help here, and
okay.
you just
Let's
don't
see.
have any of them.
Nope.
Oh my god! 4 successes!
There you go.
Nice, nice.
So,
Thank you, Dice God.
alright, wow. Sometimes the bad luck amazing, and now you see it turn around. So, you start to read through this book. First of all, it's 35th century written, yellowed pages. The cover is adorned with gold inlaid Old Athenian symbols that denote its title, which is the Amaran Umaltan. What you gain from reading and browsing through its pages is that it seems to read more like a manifesto, and it references some primordial force that once held immense power, yet was torn apart by jealous gods. Apparently, this force that is written about in this book yearns to be made whole again and to bring all beings together in a state of unity that transcends the boundaries of space and time. Now, it also seems to harbor some dark secrets within. Not all of them that you are able to decipher, but there's some references to the occult, and also some pages have been marked recently, it seems. So some pages have been marked. And as far as this entity's name, the only name that you can find in the book is Ibras Mul. Ibras Mul. And if you want to ask maybe some questions, I can allow like 1 or 2 questions about the text.
What's on the pages that have been marked?
Yeah, so the pages that have been marked are specifically the pages that mention some suggested methods of aiding Ibrasmul in its transcendence and how this relates to humanity and all living beings. And there is some reference to another book which apparently holds some secrets and keys to how that could be achieved by the way of incantations and rituals. And you see the name the Librum of Mirhas pop up, and also the Book of Ukaidamon is mentioned. And those are specifically marked in the book. and also some phrases about requiring to be prepared to face the darkest of truths. It's apparently kind of a difficult journey to go on, but the book promises it to be a transcendental experience. So, yeah.
My handwriting is horrible
so-
tonight. Did you have
And-
any other
and-
questions?
Yes, and
No, no.
Namilde, you can ask one question, and then but for completion points, of course, there's a lot more to find in the book, but it will require more time and more sacrifice.
Are there any added notations in that book? Not only recently marked pages, but things that have written in the on the sides and
Margins.
in the margins. Thank you for the word.
Annotations. Let me check for annotations.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
There are some annotations specifically made in Easton. Does anyone understand or read Easton
Give me a second.
language?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you do?
Me.
Okay.
Yes.
So this mentions specifically in some part of the book where there's talk about these stars darkening. It mentions specifically some constellations and how actually these turn out. It's like comparisons between what is actually seen in the night sky and what is known at this point in time. And actually, there seems to be a correlation, and there seems to be like correct predictions there about those stars that have disappeared. So these annotations seem to indicate that there is some kind of a revelation, some kind of a truth discovered in this book as to those disappearing stars.
Yeah, I'm from Ishtar, so I know Ishtar.
This is yeah. No, I knew that, but just wanted to see.
But I remembered.
Yeah, and also it's been 2 weeks, right, since we last played. It's been a while. Yeah, no, that's about all I can give away. Yeah, it's you have to remember it's still not like an easy language to decipher, and it's a big book, so.
Mhm.
All right, so in the meantime, Ilya, what are you doing? You're returning to the Nomad and the Crow. You've parted with Badelan in a pretty weird way, and you see Kazan as you come in, weirdly guarding some door. And
Yeah,
the rest is gone.
Ilya's even more annoyed than she ever was. So she'll just ask Kazan, what are you doing here? Where's the rest?
Well, they are reading some the book we found in the house.
And
Standing guard.
why are you? Okay.
Yeah, they are afraid of onlookers and potential demon summoning. Yes.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Badelan. I mean,
Yeah, he just charged out.
wow, he acted very crazy. I mean, I even tried to restrain him, but he wanted to go with that minstrel, and I don't know. I'm also a little bit concerned about him. Perhaps if you stay here, I'll see what he's up to. I mean,
Well, I believe it is best if we at least keep one eye on him.
all right, I'll have a look at the market. Hopefully, That's the way the minstrel was heading.
If you need any assistance, just run back. I'll come right along with you.
Yeah, well, if there's some demon summoning involved or whatever, you just stay here. And
You know what you need? You need a nice bottle of water. Here you go.
water
Yes. It does
is really
wonders.
good, you say, right? Well, okay, let me just taste it for her. Ilya takes a sip just to
And now,
understand what
now it strikes
Hassan is
you.
talking about.
Now you understand. This is Dulmal's water, and it's the best tasting water that you've ever had. And now, in some weird way, it doesn't seem so odd that Kassan was like joking around about it being so nice, because it has this very soft, almost insignificant sweetness to it that just makes it so pure and clean, like spring water with like an added flavor of it must be the plants, the day trees around the oasis. He doing so, it's amazing, really, truly amazing.
By the gods, this is really good.
It is.
It's might even, well, never knew that I would say this out loud, but better than the wine that's being served here.
I agree. And I believe around this time Dermot is outside, so I'm gonna grab a couple more, more burns worth.
Oh, actually, if you're going to do that, because I wanted to segue into something, you are going outside to grab a few more of bottles of Dulmar's water?
Yeah.
All right. So as you head over to his selling stall, you actually see a very large...
Ilya will join him, by the way.
Okay, you join. Yeah, so you both go out. You're like, amazing, this water. We'll have to go out and get some more. And then
so much for guarding the room.
Well,
I mean, things like this happen, you know. and then you notice near the oasis where he's usually selling his water, a large crowd of people is gathered, and they seem to be quite upset with something.
It can't be.
Let's have a look.
I rush for Dermot.
Yeah, and as you approach, you can hear the whispers. Where's Dulmar? You think they took him to? What happened? It's the jinn. It's the death spirits. It's the dust devils. You see, this town is going to waste. We have to get away from this place. No good will come of it. This is the so manyest person that disappeared. And then you see it. It's an empty stall. And this never happens. Dulmar is always at his water selling booth every day. And people just realize, like, you think something took him to, something happened, and no Dulmar.
Oh, now they made it personal. you don't, you don't hurt Dulmar without hurting me.
Yes, small chance this could be a coincidence, of course, but you know, he is known for being there every day, you know, right on time.
You look into this matter. I'll go looking for Badulan.
Yes, okay.
She takes the bottle that she was provided by Kassan. She keeps it.
You
So
monster.
It may be the last. It may be the last that you'll ever taste. All right, so you make your way to the palace bazaar and Badulan. Meanwhile, you and your new minstrel friend, you are just having a merry old time. You know, people are gathered. He has this like small amateurish stage, like made from some wooden crates, where he stands on top as he plays his lute, and he's actually quite good. He's a quite competent player, but not only that, there's many other things going on. You know, there's like small stage plays, there's stories being told. You know, I mean, you still suspect that, you know, in better times it would probably be even more bristling here, you know, with activity. But for all intents and purposes, it's a lively morning. There's at least some joy to be had here, and I assume, you know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you know, what are you doing at this moment? Are you on top of the crates, perhaps, enjoying yourself? What does the scene look like as Ilya approaches? I'm very curious to hear.
Well, Badulan is clearly tipsy.
Yeah. Oh yes, you had the wine, right? Yeah.
I had the wine, yeah. Yeah, you might notice that the bottle of wine that he's holding is empty, but it's not the bottle that he was carrying when he
Oh my
walked off.
god.
It's a new bottle. Is there a fortune teller?
As a matter of fact, the fortune telling booth that you all so intimately know of is empty today.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a pity.
What a surprise.
Yeah, Badulan is probably looking for a game.
Oh, there's some games of chance, mainly dice games. You see a lot of dice games, and they have these like funny shaped dice, you know, like with 8 sides and 10 and 12 and even
Oh.
20. And
Wow.
you don't know what the game is that they're playing. And they rolling some dice. You see some gold being thrown around. You're guessing they need to get like the same numbers, maybe the highest numbers. I mean, after 2 bottles of wine, I'm guessing it won't matter too much to you how the game works. But yeah, there's some games of chance going on.
I have gold. Yeah, I want to join the game. Yeah.
You want to join the game? All right. So
Yeah.
you're sitting down there, and people are guarded, and they tell you, you want to join in? It's 5 gold pieces. All right.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So you pay 5 gold pieces. You put it into a big pile. In the middle, there's like
I'm
a
drunk,
big.
so I pay 6. But yeah.
It must be like 50 gold that's on a pile there. So there's like almost not exactly 10 people, maybe like 6, but a few of them maybe have like put in an extra stake like 2 or 3 times already, and they just pass down the dice like in a circle, and around the clock it goes, and each time you have to roll the dice, and sometimes people are happy and they take some gold from the pile, and sometimes oh no, and they have to throw in more gold, you know. And that's as far as I'll go as to explaining this non-existing game that I just made up. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah. So something like this. So you're throwing in 5 gold pieces.
Yeah.
All right. So you roll. So okay, let's see it. Let's roll a d10, the best of all the dice, and then see if you can roll an 8, 9, or a 10. This is very meta, by the way, what we're doing here. So, ooh, a 4. Oh, it turns out that you have to throw in another 5 gold if you want to keep playing.
Jack in the box, and I throw in some extra gold.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's roll a d10 again. Let's get that 8 or higher. Come on.
I'm lucky today.
Oh my god, it's a
there
10!
you go.
And that's what they call quadruple up. And you take away 20 gold. You get to take away 20 gold from the pile.
I'm feeling lucky, and I shift the 20
Oh my
gold
god, yes.
on the table. And I'm eagerly waiting to get the D10.
What? Did you just... Oh, this is a 4. I thought you rolled a 10 again. Oh,
No,
too
no.
bad. So now you've lost 5 gold again. Okay. This is the situation before you just gamble away all your gold. So Ilya, this is what you see. You hear the music, you see Badulan. He's surrounded by people. They're having a great time. They're laughing. there's some shouting going on, like, "Oh no, lost my gold! Ah, here you come, give me the dice," that sort of talk, and he's just having a great time.
Ilya just will stand next to him suddenly, one hand on his shoulder, and just asking, "So, how are things going? Any luck?"
It's you. Well, I was being lucky, and then you showed up, and look, it's a 4. I lost my money. Okay, I'll come with you.
It's a good moment,
Ilya's
when
eyeing
someone
him
is
like,
losing, then it's a good
okay.
time to.
Well, sorry for that. Let's head back to the inn.
Okay, I'll follow you.
All right, so having gotten that urge, to party and enjoy yourself out of the way for just a little while, I think it's just safe to assume this could last you a few hours before you really start gonna dance again. So let's assume that you join Ilya. For now you've settled those needs.
Ilya will just ask him like, what was this all about? And they'll probably just have a chit chat about it.
Oh yeah, some talk along the way. So is there any way in which you could describe your feelings, or?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Yeah, I don't know. I had this weird dream. I didn't sleep too well. I just want to enjoy life while it's still, fun. But I'll just come with you.
You can, Ilya, you can make an insight roll if you want. Insight, difficulty 2. To see if maybe you can understand what might be going on with Badulan.
Let's see. This is really Ilya's thing, so.
Oh God! Well, there isn't really much of a setback in this case. Like I always say,
she understands what Badulan is doing. I mean, Ilya.
Yeah.
Does those things more or less also from time to time. So.
Yes, but it doesn't seem quite clear to you that this is like really that he can't help himself at this point. It's like something snapped inside him, and unfortunately, that seems to elude you for the time being. He's just being a bit awkward, So as you all head back, Namuldi, Zamia, I assume at some point you'll get out of your secret room and join the
if
rest
that takes
of
a couple of hours, that's
yeah, it takes a few hours. Yeah,
then they can meet us in the room.
You all meet up again, Kassan.
At noon or something.
Yeah, around noon, and you come out of the room. Ilya has got Badulan and brought him back to the Nomad and the Crow. So let's see what happens.
Well, Ilya and Badulan are returning, and Ilya's just pointing at Badulan. So, I found him.
How is he?
Well, how are you?
I'm fine.
And Ilya just shakes her head like, not really, but, and then she shrugs like, hey.
I'm having a hard time. I just want to enjoy life a bit.
Yeah, that's...
So, did you find out anything useful regarding the disappearances?
Dulma is gone. It is a pity.
Very suspicious.
They read a book.
We read a book.
Also very suspicious.
Yes.
Oh,
what did you find out?
I might know it. Which book is it?
Well, it's called Amaran Umaltan, I think my notes say.
Yeah, correct.
Cool. I wrote it down correctly, and I could read it.
Yeah, and I can.
Cool.
I have it here. Yeah, it's just a name and an image, but if it helps at all.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, by the way, let me
Is
take
this
you all to
Old
the
Titanian?
city.
I know some Old Titanian.
oh, you mentioned that now. It's
I'll-
all right.
I-
It's right.
I didn't know we had a
worked
book.
together. It brought us closer.
I'm keeping that book a little bit out of reach of Badolan. Not really
Yeah.
sure about what I think about this whole. Normally, I'm very serious and very straightforward, and now I'm a bit vague and having fun.
I mean, that's not the way we know him, right? Having fun.
Exactly, and with how he acted yesterday, that was also not how I know him. So, I'm keeping that book out of his reach.
So
Might
we
be
already
wise. Yeah.
we already read through it.
we
kind of.
skimmed it.
Exactly. It's
We got the Cliff Notes version, which is what you get if you read part of it and then throw a book off a cliff.
Maybe I should do that more often. It's way more easy.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It was about something bad, torn apart.
An old primordial being that got torn apart by jealous gods, but wants to come back and let's see. Yeah, it yearns to be whole and unite everyone in some kind of weird state like across time and space or something like that.
Ilya's just looking puzzled. Well, I'm not sure. She has occult and arcane, so.
There's also something about stars going dark in there.
Why did you like that?
Stars going dark. I had a dream like that, and also there's the glitter going dark.
There were one or two different books mentioned, right? About
two different ones. Yes.
Yeah, more about how things would work and
also, I'll be honest, when I think of uniting people in some kind of weird state, I can't help but think of feeding people to walls. I'm not saying it was real. It might have just been a madness-induced vision caused by this book. Coincidentally, but it's very well might be related. There was a figure on a throne there, and the figure was part of the room. I wonder if that figure was this primordial force, or maybe a host to the primordial force, or maybe I am just seeing connections where there aren't any. I'll leave it all to you.
And those other two books, might I know which books those are?
That's also what I wanted to ask. Does it ring any bells?
Libram of Mythos?
Yeah, the Libram of Mirhas.
And Book of Ukaidamon.
Yes, okay, so wow, no, those are quite a bit rarer than this book that you're holding right now, but if you want to try, I'd say you'll have to go to a library, do some research, then I can allow you to roll for a difficulty 5 or something, maybe to know these books, but it's not like,
wow.
oh yes, I know this, because, there's there's maybe like only one copy in existence of these books, so I cannot ask you to roll if there's no possibility of, just knowing it.
And might there be any legends or stories within the tribes that Ilya belongs to that reminds her of this particular, thing that Namuldi and Zamia are telling about?
You could
Not sure what. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you could roll for occult and arcane. That's all. And then see, it's a lore roll. And then maybe there's some kind of story. It's difficulty 4 then in this case.
Okay. Let's Let's see what we get.
Almost.
Ooh, close.
So close, you know. You think you
Did
might...
I roll twice or? Because I thought I clicked once, but
Wasn't the...
Yeah, the first one was to
to see what was going on
understand what was up with me.
Badul
Yeah.
An.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
just a while ago. But no,
I forgot that that rule already.
And your setback die is an 8, so
Hmm.
it's not very risky to reroll it.
yeah. No, unfortunately,
Bit of
you know,
backup.
sometimes there's just a few things that you'll have to investigate a little bit deeper.
All right. What did you say, Wim? To re-roll it? You mean?
Yeah, that's a bit meta. So
Yeah. No, I think Ilya will leave it at that
Okay.
as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, she is a barbarian gladiator and not a sage on these matters. So
True enough. All right, so what are you all planning to do?
Well, let's discuss what our next step is.
Well, there was over at the what was the place called again?
The Harem Sarai.
Yeah, there was a disappearance there or something, but wanted to talk to us. So that was number 2 on my list.
by the way, that truth sayer, she isn't there.
Just like the water salesman.
Well, it is thought that since he's at that same spot every day, he has been for a very long time. They think he has been taken by the jinn.
Well, no, someone else was already taken. Probably not the same person. Well, that's just my suspicion.
Somebody else taken? What are you
Well,
talking
yeah,
about?
over at the other place.
Well, no, we don't know if someone was taken again. We just know he wants to talk to us.
Oh yeah, that to me sounds like someone was taken. Please help.
Probably, yes.
Yes.
I think I was
maybe even for that weird flesh monster you guys fought.
Oh, talking about flesh monsters, I promised to get back to the priests, to the Kahen in the temple. I kind of maybe said when we were stumbling out of there, I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Well, today isn't over yet.
There, but maybe that thing can, or the body of that thing, or that body, or I don't know what to describe that thing, could help us determining what we're...
Yes.
maybe that priestess could
I
have some additional information.
I think we should talk to the other guy who wants to talk to us first, because maybe whatever went on at the temple is related to that, and then we probably have more clues. Like,
Fill me in on
this
that other
person-
guy.
Well, we have to go there.
Well,
We got a message saying that someone wants to talk to us.
let's first go there.
Okay.
All right.
So on your way to the Harim Sarai?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So you are currently at the Nomad and Crow, which is here. So you make your way through the city on your way over here. And the Harim Sarai is actually a walled building with a quite rectangular shaped exterior and a single guarded port through which you can enter the premise. As you come in, you see an open courtyard. There's some people going about their business. You see a few tent shops even, where travelers can buy equipment and supplies. There's also a larger building where you see animal stalls, bays. There's a drinking and eating room, and even a small chapel, all inside this area. I assume you approach the main building, and as you do, you can kind of glance from a distance a man who seems to be like exquisitely dressed. He wears like this purple suit, It seems to be the latest fashion. Even if you don't know it, it just appears to be very well tailored and extremely flashy. And he's kind of ordering people around, telling them, this needs doing, that needs doing, talking to some customers at the Harim Sarai as well. And I think you were informed that a person named Amrat wanted to see you, right? Yeah. So I'll leave it at that.
But possibly I was too busy trying to remember how Harim Sarai was spelled, and I misspelled it anyway.
Yeah, Harim Sarai. Yeah, it's
Right.
actually, this is actually the place where most people who come to the city are staying.
Yeah,
Because
we were told to go there because it was cheaper.
Yeah,
And we were like,
yeah,
"Fuck
especially if
you."
you, yeah. Well, it's not because he didn't think you couldn't afford it. It's just that
Yes, he did.
usually they have this agreement, both owners, that the Nomad and the Crow is like for a luxurious experience for shorter
They have
stays.
an agreement.
Yeah, and if
I
people
guess it's-
stay, no, there's no strange
No.
or mysterious.
No,
thing
nothing
behind it.
strange. Just very
Yeah.
open and.
I
Yeah,
am being pressured by the Ashar mafia.
yeah, but most people, if they stay longer in the city, they go and stay at the Harim Sarai.
So, what was the name again? Of the
Amrat?
guy,
Amarat.
Amrat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can show him to you as well.
He is so mysterious.
Yeah, actually he is, because he is called Amrat the 12th.
What happened to the first
Right.
11?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think it's like a thing where you kill the previous Amrat, you'll become the next Amrat. I think it's just father, son, names.
Hopefully.
Well, as
That
you
would be
walk in,
interesting.
he greets you very friendly and he says, "Good day, travelers."
Are you Amrat?
As a matter of fact, I am. And who might
You
you
want to
be?
speak to us?
Oh, it's you that I've been hearing stories about. Yes, but
What kind of stories?
please give me a moment.
All right.
Come this way. And he kind of takes you aside from where like other people and customers can't overhear you. And he says, it has come to my attention that some travelers from outside of the city were investigating the disappearances inside Ashar. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to share something with you, as it seems very hard to get a hold of the city watch or any of the guards. Even more have been called in to protect the Amrin's palace this very morning. And as a matter of fact, Yontiba Alaya, one of my guests, a counselor from Roshan, she went on her evening walk yesterday evening, but she has not returned. I double-checked her room, and she is not there. And I thought it to be very suspicious because she hardly ever leaves her room. You see, she ended up in Ashar because her caravan got attacked as she was on her way to Lamaris. So she kind of ended up here, and after, staying in her room, mostly afraid of what had happened, now all of a sudden she's gone, and it worries me.
Right. Anything? Any distinguishing features? Any particular clothing, jewelry?
Yes, well, she's, let me just look this up, a tall woman, dark-haired, in her late 30s. You could perhaps recognize her by, she uses some kind of mixture for her skin, and it makes her skin shine a little bit. And she has been wearing some red-colored robes over the last few days. That's the clothing I noticed her wearing also last night. Also, I thought it might have been worth noting that she was holding some kind of a letter as she made her way outside. So
Was there any name on the letter? Anything you could see?
It had a seal on it. It seemed like a quite, I don't know, an official letter, but
What did the seal look like?
I couldn't tell you.
Could you try?
What you want to know? What kind of seal?
Yes.
If I had to take a wild guess, but this is really a wild guess, it was the Amarin seal.
Okay. It's better than no guess at all. Okay. Did she wear any distinguishing jewelry of any kind?
She has a golden necklace with some rounded stones on it. I couldn't tell you what they are. This like brownish orange color. Like they're quite large. She always wears those.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, and
Anyone else have any questions? Oh,
Perha-
and you were about to say something.
well, perhaps of note could be that she seems to have some kind of compulsive behavior where sometimes I've noticed her opening and closing a door a few times or walking in a certain pattern. So perhaps that can be of help when you're trying to find her as well.
Ilya has no questions. She's just getting a bit restless. She just wants to have a target and
A target to kill.
exactly
mean,
use her axon.
Anything is possible, you know?
Right.
She takes another sip of Dulmar's water from the flask that she was given by Kassan.
You know that I know there've been
She
more.
holds it out to Kassan.
I've heard there have
Kasafarun
been
is angry.
more disappearances around these parts. Have there been more disappearances specifically from your guests?
Well, a number of them, yes. If I, in short, Ferdinand Le Gray was staying here. And I'll have to, for 1 second, check my notes. Give me 1 second. So that is Ferdinand Le Gray who's staying there, and he says, but for example, the beggar that has disappeared was not one of my guests. As was Miriam Hindru, who I also am told disappeared. She lives inside the city walls. Not one of my guests. But on the other hand, the priestess from Ishta, Inela, she was staying here as well. And also Malak Indrin and Commander Olang were also guests of mine.
Right. Do you know if anyone saw the messenger that's delivered the letter to the councillor?
I couldn't say who delivered the letter, but... And he's trying to think, like, okay, who did I see come in and out of the Harimsrai at this point in time?
Do you have any other staff here that might have seen it?
It could have been... It might have been this woman, what's her name? She's a member of the registration office. Amara something. I saw her around, but I couldn't say for sure if it was...
Damaret?
Yes, that's it. Yes, Amara Damaret. Yes, but again, I'm just guessing here.
Right. Thank you.
So much information. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Will the mystery be solved tonight? Who knows?
Probably not. Is there anything else you can think of that might only be mildly related? But...
Well, there's a few people. There's a few things that I can tell you. First of all, Ferdinand, you may have heard that he just mysteriously walked out of the city one night. He was having drinks, was having a fine time, and what I hear later is that he just got up and left, exited apparently I think through the east gate of the city, was never seen or heard from again, and all his belongings are still. I have them in the back. He left everything in his room, and the priestess.
Could we look at those belongings?
Well,
you won't take any. You can even watch if you want. It might be something there.
All right, I guess I can allow that if it's.
Yeah.
You
You can keep watch, so you can be sure we don't take anything.
All right, follow me, and he takes you into the back. And meanwhile, he's talking about this priestess from Ishtar. People say that she was involved in some kind of worship of a death spirit, and that she is partly to blame for what is happening in the city. And he speaks of Malak Indrin, who had some business with Darek Alem, who is like a very famous merchant prince in the city. And Malak was going on daily business meetings, leaving from the Harim Sarai right onto the Palace Bazaar. And then there's Commander Olang, who went missing only very recently. And one of his squires is actually still renting a room upstairs in the Harim Sarai, and hasn't yet left the city. Commander Olang is also from Roshan, if I'm not mistaken. Let me quickly glance. I think he is. And it seems to be that the squire who is still upstairs claims to have overheard him talking to some woman not long before he apparently disappeared. So he takes you into the back and he shows you these belongings. There's like this big backpack with belongings, and you kind of browse through these items, and at first glance there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Ferdinand is... Let me quickly look this up.
I feel like I'm hogging the spotlight, but I have another thing to do.
No, it's a deep investigation. There's no problem.
Go ahead.
I'm just looking at where all these. Oh yes, here. So
Meantime,
Ferdinand.
Badulan,
Yeah, he was. Let me see. Yeah, so a counselor. He was a counselor from Roshan as well. So there's like maps, like a book where he keeps track of like his travel activities, some personal writings, some official documents. Nothing that immediately indicates that anything, says like, "Ooh, take me, please, kidnap me."
Yeah. Also, no letters or anything. Just nothing.
No. I'll see here. No, really, I'll just be honest. There's nothing out of the ordinary amongst his belongings,
Okay.
And also, minor correction, because Commander Olang is from Karchova in Evandir, which is like Roshan is in the north. That's a group of islands. Evandir is in the far west.
Could you tell me what room the squire is staying in?
Oh yes, it's room 108.
Right.
Feel
I'd like
free
to go
to.
there.
Yeah. All right. So you all go upstairs, or do you all go upstairs, or is yes? Kassan is headed upstairs as well.
I approve.
You okay? So you all go up and knock on this door, and this quite young man, suspicious looking, opens the door. He's like, "Yes,"
I won't take up too much of your time.
and he opens the
But
door a little bit more.
I just have some quick questions about the disappearance of the commander. You've probably been over this a lot already.
Oh, I have. You're looking into his. I'm telling you, something is up. Something is very, very wrong in this place, and I
Yes.
know he was talking to some woman. I'm telling you, I overheard them talking.
Do you
Exactly
remember what
the
her voice sounded like?
it was so difficult. I tried to pick up on some of the words that were spoken. I can tell you, she seemed like a young person. And she seemed to be in distress, like if I heard something about mistake with documents, and something to the effect of, "Can you just come with me for a moment?"
This her voice sounds something like this, and using my Master of Disguise feature, I can perfectly mimic the voice and mannerisms of a person you've heard before.
Oh my God! Look at
Before,
this.
and so
Yeah.
I would like to try to mimic the voice of the woman from the registration office that we've just heard.
Oh wow! This trait is coming in super handy at this point, and he's like, "Oh my God! You're her! You took."
No, I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
How
I'm
did you
just-
do this? What is this?
I'm good. I'm a good actress, and I've met her. I've met her before.
It's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me now. It's something about the registration office. Something with a mistake at the registration office. Can you please come with me? That's something to the effect that was being said. Oh my God, you think she has anything to do with it?
Perhaps, or maybe they were ambushed on the way there. I'm not sure. Maybe he solved it all and then went back. We'll look into it. Don't worry about it. I mean, well, you can worry about it, but if there's anything dangerous going on, you're on your own. Probably not good to look into it yourself.
True enough. Just if you go any place dangerous, allow me to come with you. I'll gladly help. I'll be in my room. I'm just the only one left. The other two squires, they went back home, but I won't have it. My commander, I want to know. I want to get to the bottom of it.
Well,
Perhaps he is still alive.
Perhaps he is.
And he kind of looks at you when you say that. It's like,
But I don't know.
we
I have
hope
no
he
idea
is, right? We assume he is.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, that's what I was thinking too. He is still alive.
I've not found any bodies or any hints that anyone has died so far.
That's a good sign.
So
That's a good sign.
yes. Well,
Oh, yes.
and
yes.
at least you know you've been loyal. That's one thing. Thank you
Well,
for your help,
All right. What's your name, by the way?
Zamia.
Okay. Thank you so much, Samia. And I'll hope, just keep me informed, please.
I will, and we might take you up on that offer of help.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah.
And you're all standing there in this hallway, corridor. It's not huge. And you've learned a thing or two?
Like I said, Ilya's a bit restless, bored, perhaps even.
Wants
Like,
to get into
what did
some
we
action.
find out now? Shouldn't we track down any of the folks that we saw yesterday? Try to find out where they are now?
Well, one of them, the one we were chasing is most likely out of the city already, because that was his plan. He was gonna go get allies. The one you were chasing, where did he go?
Into the temple
To the
where that thing came out.
Oh ja, over dat gesproken, want
English.
In English. Speaking of which, with the time indicator, it's a slip up every session. What Ilya just reminded me of is, I do want to keep track of the time, and as you are going about your business, exploring various avenues of investigation, it is now 3:00 in the afternoon, and I'm not saying that the time matters. But
you're
I'm
also
also,
saying that
but I'm also not saying that it might not matter at all. So it's 3:00 in the afternoon.
Temple?
Yeah, I believe Namuldi wanted to go talk to them anyway. Right?
I at least wanted to see what they have done with whatever happened yesterday.
Yes, and I'm wondering if maybe we can find some effects on the creature that might be anything like a necklace with some oranges, brown
Yeah.
stones, or maybe some
Red
red-colored
robes.
robes.
Exactly. But I was also thinking, we hear a lot about that you were kind of mimicking that woman at the gate, right?
Yes.
And last night also a woman was here or heard, or she was there in that house as well.
Oh yeah, by the way,
yesterday.
that
Yes, she was the possible messenger that might have delivered the letter.
Exactly.
yes, but just to clarify, the story that the squire told you, that's like nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or not 2 weeks, but at least that wasn't last night.
A while ago.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Well,
So
okay,
she's been there multiple times. She was also the one to deliver the letter. She's
Exactly.
she's the one that she's trustworthy, you know, she's
laying
like
the ambush.
like if you need to get people out, you need someone that you can trust. So she's.
But I mean, the truth sayer is gone, but is she maybe still, at the gate?
I don't know. Do we want to
Perhaps
cover
go to the
more
temple.
ground?
Perhaps go to the temple first. And last time we split up, you fought the flesh monster. I don't think if the cover more ground thing includes splitting up, we have seen what kind of danger this involves.
I
It's
agree
an
with
option,
Damia
but
on this
not a
one.
very smart one.
Let's first go to the temple. It's nearby, and
Yes.
then have a visit.
And the east gate is also the one where that's where we came in, and that's where the one from the registration office was, and that's where Ferdinand also left.
Well, no, that was where he wanted to leave, but then he
left. No, he
diverted
left
to the south
No,
gate.
no, Ferdinand. That's the one that went missing. One of
Disappeared.
the ones. He went missing. He walked out of the city through the east gate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
that's
Kasin yesterday wanted also to go through the east gate, but he didn't make that because you don't know where he went, but he went some other place. Yeah. So assuming what Kasan is saying is correct, that he must have left the city either through the south or the north gate. Yeah. If he in fact did leave the city.
Let's first go to the temple.
Temple? All right, so as you walk across the dusty streets of the city of Ashar, you make your way to the temple, which isn't far removed from the Harim Sarai actually, but then suddenly you feel a shift in the breeze. So that there's like this soft breeze that's blowing here because of the oasis, and there's like a shift, and all of a sudden you look up into the sky, and in the far distance you can see that a storm is brewing. Some kind of a sense. It's still very far off, but you can just feel, you know when you can kind of sense a change in the weather pattern. And in this very moment also, you see an enormous statue on top of the Temple of Aurelia just topple down and crash down onto the street. And people around are shocked. They jump away. Luckily, nobody got hurt by this, but the statue just, crashes onto the ground and, bursts into a million small pieces. And that's kind of the unsettling sort of vibe that just strikes you as you are now making your way across the street. And the Kahen, some of the Kahen, including, by the way, Adona of the Stars, are now making their way outside to see what actually happened. And then let's all of you make me an awareness roll, please, to see if you can spot something here.
This spells bad news.
Yeah.
Any particular skill that would, apply
No,
here?
basic awareness roll. Basic awareness.
Normal?
Difficulty 3.
Okay. Awareness.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
I didn't expect
Very
that one. The barbarians do it again.
So Ilya and Kasan, you actually notice that behind Odona there's a priest, and he's looking at the statue that has just fallen down, and Adona's not noticing this because this priest is behind her, and he's just looking at this, and you see him like he's going to faint, and he feels sick, and all of a sudden you just see him grab a dagger, and he just looks one more time at the sky, and he just stabs
prevent
himself
it?
in the neck.
Okay.
He's too far away anyway for you to do anything about
Okay.
this, to be honest. But
Oh no, that's not good.
and he just like, and you just see him fall to his knees, and then just come down there next to the. And Odona of the Stars is like panicking, looking around her, screaming like, "Oh my God, what's going on? It's madness!"
Ilya
Yes.
runs,
This is madness.
heads into that direction. She's running.
You're running into that direction. All right. So both of you, by the way, also make me a quick willpower roll, a difficulty 2.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Wow!
So fitting.
Oh my God! All right. So,
I want to use a doom point.
All
I don't
according
want to
plan.
get any madness or whatever
all right, you
this
can
scene might.
do this. Unfortunately,
Okay.
Kasan cannot.
That's it.
Oh, but now you made a doom
Doom
roll.
right? Oh, okay.
You should have pressed.
Well-
Should have the
reroll.
reroll. Or...
It was still the
Yeah.
same amount of
Yeah, it's
dice,
okay. It's
so-
fine. It's fine. So then let's
Okay.
assume Kasan. You suffered
Wrong button.
three madness from this ordeal.
Oh god, you're lucky you didn't, because I think you might have been at your breaking point.
Yes, you're getting close to
No, I haven't.
Cousin had none.
Yeah.
No,
And-
but I was on 4 madness already, so.
Yeah, that's why. And also as you arrive here and you see this terrible scene unfold, Badul-An, you really feel like it's time to go partying again, because this is not what you wanted. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I mean, it's the trauma. I don't make this up. It's
No, we're not splitting up the party.
so you just want to go.
Yes,
You're
sir.
like, why am I not with my new minstrel buddy? Jamming with the lute and throwing some dice. This just sucks.
Well, I agree. He should be here for you. He's a bad friend.
Drink with us.
Kasan, can I have some of that water?
Oh yes, of course.
You seem to like it. And I take a sip. Well, not really a sip. How does it taste for me?
Oh, let me tell you, this is some of the best tasting water that you have ever had in your entire life. From the moment you were born, from the city that you lived in, where there was like a mountain nearby, where there was a spring, where there was the cleanest, clearest, crystal clear water that you've ever tasted, pales in comparison to the sweet, soft taste and cleanliness and crystal. It's just almost magical. It's Dulmar's water, So now you've tasted it.
You can really sell it, Ferruccio.
I'm
You think
playing it up a bit, but
they'll sell this
Dulmar,
on
you know,
the
he's actually
bazaar?
a water connoisseur. So yeah.
Is what is otherworldly.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. It's
Yes.
otherworldly,
we
like the
must-
primordial force.
No, we must save him. He has been taken by the jinn.
let's
It's
let's
not
focus,
a djinn.
Kassan.
There's no djinn.
You don't know if it's a jinn. It could be a jinn.
Well, it's a
We've seen the
primordial force
people
of
who
some
are
kind.
involved.
It could be a meat
Wait,
jinn.
did the guy? Is that a dead guy?
Well, yes,
Someone-
no, he stabbed himself in the neck.
Oh yeah. By the
Did
way,
I
there's
miss
still
that?
there's still panic around. So you know,
How did I miss that?
and Odona is simply on her knees praying next to one of her priests who just killed himself. And I won't
Ilya
say in
tries
front
to-
of
to
her,
calm
but
the crowd.
behind her.
With her leadership and command, like, people, calm down.
All right. Make me it's I think either courage or heart.
And
I
we
think
definitely go for courage.
courage is best suited. Yeah. So calming down this crowd. Difficulty 3 because you know
Here we
it's
go.
not looking pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, that's good. This is what
That's
you
a
rolled,
success.
right? I just took my eye off the screen for
Yeah.
a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you managed to. So you standing there, Ilya, with your impressive physique and your gladiator-style outfit. And you're like, calm down, everyone, and everyone's like, you know, oh my god, you know, we
It's like she's not saying pay
It's-
attention to me, but she does implicitly.
a
so.
little bit. and people do tend to calm down a little bit, but they still remain there and they're watching you know what unfolds, and mainly their eyes now aimed towards you to see what you are going to do to resolve the situation.
And she's immediately pointing at a couple of people just to well, tend to their fallen Kahen, to exact the prayers that well should be performed over the body, and just get people to work to do something so they have their mind off at least a little bit regarding the whole situation which is going on.
Yeah. And also you get a thank you from Adona, who also kind of starts talking with all of you and also points out, like, did you ever get a chance to talk with Obila? Because he seems to have gone missing since last night. I don't know what you were up to, but
Ilya looks at Namuli for this one.
did you have anything to do with his disappearance? And what did you find out?
He's involved in foul things. That is what we found out.
Oh my god.
That thing that came out of this temple last night.
What thing?
Namoli just looks at Adona. Ask your priests.
Oh. You're talking about the demon that they spoke of, which you're telling me is real and not a made up story.
Yes.
Okay.
And Baduan comes up and says, "Does this look made up to you?" And he shows some of his bruises.
As bruises and wounds, yeah. And she says, all right, I wasn't...
Seems real to me.
She says, I wasn't going to say anything about this immediately, but hold on for a second. And she goes back into the temple. It really takes some time. 5 minutes maybe. and she comes back, and then she hands you the white turban and the water cup that Dulmar uses, and she said, I found this in Obila's room. And it's his little spoon. It's Dulmar's little, what he uses to fill the bottles or cups or whatever they are with the clean water. And she says, do you think really that it's possible that Obila kidnapped or maybe murdered Dulmar? I can.
And Alien just nods and yes, he would be capable of that.
She says, here, take this. Whatever you can do, whatever may help to bring justice, to bring and what about this? Look at the statue. I think some dark forces are at play. Oh, by the way, for those watching when I'm laughing, it's some silly stuff in the chat that we're seeing. In the roll.
Yeah, they can see it. They can see it as well. So.
Yeah, they can see it in the roll 20 chat. You can enjoy it. So okay, but I have to say this session, a ton of things are going on, and I mean even I have trouble keeping up, let alone you all. So I'm happy to see Kira is keeping a lot of notes.
Yes, my handwriting is becoming really atrocious.
But there's now No, you're fine. You're fine. It's like I mean, but the question is, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is the time currently, what are you going to do?
Let's get to the gate. See if that woman, that city official, is still there. And if she is, then we need to pressure her to provide us with answers where the rest of them are holding up.
Oh, I know where they're holding up.
Where?
Here. Willa came back here. Things are happening in this building here. Or somewhere around.
The temple itself?
Everything adds up, right?
I mean, well, either they're in here or whatever they're doing affects what's going on here, and they have maybe, I don't know how magic quite works, but maybe there's some kind of, focus or something here, and whatever they're doing, it's worsening and worsening, and that statue is sort of a symbol of some kind, just it's crumbling. Or something might have been going on under where it was on the roof.
Is Adona still is she still present or in the neighborhood?
Sure, she's hanging around and, with some other priests trying to move the body off the streets because, it's so unexpectedly what is happening here, just trying to move him aside, out of sight, not knowing exactly what to do with all the pieces of stone on the street. Oh, yes.
Mind if I just check up on the roof to see where that fell from?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean...
we want to make a sweep of the temple, Adona, just to make sure that there aren't, any of these cultists that might be involved, like Obila, are still holding up somewhere in...
Yes. Well... Dire times ask for dire measures, I guess. Normally I wouldn't allow it, but come with me and I'll show you the way up. And she takes you to this tower, which has like this winding stairs inside, where you can go all the way up onto the roof to check that out. There's quite some steps, and as you get up there, you can clearly see the place where the statue was, first standing. and it seems to have like broken off. That is at first glance what you can see, what you can make out.
So it's not like there's an opening to whatever's under there, or
Oh no, there's no opening, but you can make an insight roll if you want, related to occult or magic, something to that effect.
I mean, I'm just examining it. So I don't have any like specific thing to it, but I am looking at it. So what's the difficulty?
2 at this point. 2.
Okay. There we go.
Well, you made it. All right. So you get a sense that this statue, the way it broke off, this could not have just been caused by some breeze, because there's no storm at this point. There's a storm
Yes.
brewing in the distance, but in no way does it seem that a statue of this size, and the way that the way it's so colossal at its bottom and attached to this roof, it doesn't seem that way. But you sense that there is something, some malevolent force is just bashing down on this place, and whether it be the city or the temple specifically, you're not sure, but you can just sense a very sinister vibe here.
What's the room is underneath where the statue was?
No specific room. It's like on top of this tower. So basically where you
okay.
came up. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just here. Yeah. Well, that's weird. Seems some kind of magic or malevolent force or whatever. This isn't natural. In
Oh,
case
and
it
you
wasn't here
do?
yet.
You do. I think this is nice because you've had this vision before. As you successfully make this roll with 3 successes, you also get this very quick flash in your mind again of this flesh room. And now specifically you see these faces that are in the walls, like in some kind of alien-like language, chanting, murmuring, and all together in like this sort of ecstatic state. And you see multiple robed figures in this room as well, who are kind of, calling on this from happening.
Does that room look any familiar to what might be a room, the temple room here? Quite like
Yeah,
size-like.
it could be, but it's quite large. So it would be a room that's very hard to just hide in plain sight. It's not like some kind of small back room somewhere. So either there would have to be like an entire secret floor to the temple, or maybe a cellar of some
More
kind.
transformation.
Yeah.
Is
But-
there basements in the temple?
Yeah, because we want to sweep the whole temple.
Yeah.
Sweep the
Yes.
temple. All right,
room
all
by
right, all right.
room.
Alright,
That's what Ilya asked of Adona.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. No, I won't make you roll. You do a sweep, and you go to the cellar, but there's no flesh room in the temple. It seems quite obvious.
Anything
Can
out of the ordinary?
As a matter of fact, if you insist on searching through Obila's room,
yeah, that's
which
what
I
was
assume
gonna
that
ask.
might. All right. Let's
Yeah.
see. In Obila's room, you actually find a letter, and I will show it to you.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
letter is it? A,
Hopefully.
B,
Oh
C.
my God! Why is it not?
Wow.
I'm trying to size it
Yes,
in a
count,
way
count.
that the people watching can also read it. But you find this letter in his room, and of course you find signs there. There's blood on the floor and flesh, and it appears like some kind of a ritual has taken place here.
What a surprise.
Is it a ritual that may perhaps, like, say, summon a demon?
It could be
No.
one of those.
Turn
Exactly.
the
actually a
warmest
ro-
Martians into...
It's a love spell.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
let me-
adorable.
I'm also reading.
The transformation of anointed flesh.
Perhaps someone should read it out so the people watching
Yeah,
have an
that's
easier time
cool. Yeah,
reading it.
who is volunteering?
I
hard
can
to
do
read.
it.
Yeah.
Dearest Obila, the hour draws nigh when the grand design of our sacred rite shall come to fruition. The transformation of anointed flesh, that elusive alchemy of flesh and spirit, shall soon be upon us, and our chosen one shall ascend to a state of sublime transcendence as a receptacle of divine power. The omens are abundant, the auguries resplendent, and our triumph is assured. But it is not merely in the ascendance of our beloved chosen of the Iker or
Yeah,
Ishar?
Iker. Yeah.
Iker, that our cause shall be celebrated. No, my dear friend, for I am filled with pride and elation to bestow upon you the paragon of unwavering faith, the exalted title of High Priest. Your dedication to our noble cause has been unwavering, your devotion unparalleled, and it is with great reverence that I shall anoint you with this honor. Your wisdom and counsel shall guide our flock as we embark upon a new chapter soon, drawing forth our trigon of conciliation, that celestial geometry that shall align the stars in our favor. Let us convene at the hallowed grounds of the old tomb, where shadows dance and echoes whisper, as the moon rises in her radiant splendor. Tomorrow evening, under the veil of dusk, I shall await you in my chamber within the mighty cliff, where we can discuss the progress of our sacred endeavor. With hated breath or with
Bait,
Baited.
I think.
Baited.
Yeah, baited.
bated?
Yeah.
Okay. With bated breath and fervent anticipation, I eagerly anticipate our rendezvous. Yours faithfully, Nimue. Well.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
think
the
we-
trigon of conciliation sounds like the triangle from our dreams. My dream.
Indeed.
I don't know yet whether you had a dream. You all have a dream about a bloody
Yeah,
triangle.
I believe
we shared a common
Yes.
dream or nightmare to be more precise.
I'll let this sink in for a minute. And
We have a
Yes.
location, people.
Is that
You know
is
now
it
where they hold
signed?
up.
Was this delivered yesterday or today or yesterday probably? Tomorrow evening would then be today evening.
no, it seems it's hard to say. It's not signed with a date. But,
how
probably
fresh is the ink.
from the tone, it's probably not from last night because there was so much going on already, and so this seems much calmer. So it would probably be at least 1 or 2 days before your arrival or earlier.
Oh, then it already has happened.
Or am I making a mistake now? Let me see.
Like tomorrow evening, like under the veil
Sure.
of dusk, I shall await you in my chamber.
Yeah,
Within
yeah,
the
but it
mighty-
doesn't say that anything specific's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's more like just a
Meeting.
regular old meeting to discuss some
Could-
things. Yeah.
Could
But it
also
might be their
that
hideout.
this was the meeting that we observed?
No, because that wasn't in a
Mighty
cliff.
cliff.
Unless cliff is
Yeah.
code. I mean, they would use coded language in a letter. Well, I would say one would use coded language in a letter like this, but looking at everything in there, they don't seem the type to use coded language.
No, this is straight up
Yeah.
as it is. A mighty
Yes.
cliff. Where have we
Does that
seen a mighty
tell us?
cliff when we
Did we pass one?
came-
Well, since you are
be-
asking, let me show you the map of the region of Ashar,
Yeah,
and then
so.
you may. Well, actually, I have it here as a
Ah,
background.
yes.
I think. Yes, here. And that's kind of what you definitely saw as you came into the city. Is there's multiple cliff formations in the surrounding area.
Well,
And
we
if
could ask
we
the
will
locals whether there's any
exactly,
cliff
what is the
that's
mighty cliff for?
Yeah,
How was it
locals
called?
might know it.
I
Mighty
mean, the
cliff.
mighty cliff. I don't know. I mean,
Well, we could ask someone.
Yeah. Ask Adona, for example.
oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, when you inquire about the mighty cliff, she says she has no clue what you're talking about. So
Oh,
it's probably just something that they call the cliff
Yeah.
because it has mighty things inside, but not because it's like known
Wait.
as the mighty cliff.
This part by the Oasis does the map it seem to like rise like by the city, but on the side
So
of the
here
Oasis?
also, yes,
Yeah,
yeah, it also
it's probably
rises, but yeah.
like my first thought would be that it's somewhere to the east, but that's where the map cuts off.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
definitely
because of
it's
Kazan,
it's probably
Kazin,
somewhere on this map, or I would be a very mean doomsayer to give you like yeah,
It's this
just
very
check.
edge, like it's this very edge
Let me
here.
show
this
you a
thing
map.
rises.
Yeah,
Because like that's to the east and it's still
Yeah.
on the map, so it's definitely there.
I do have to say in with regards to Kassan's remark that these cliffs are definitely higher than the one that's touching the city.
Mhm.
And how far travel would that be?
Yeah.
You can see it's miles, so you have 1 mile, and then it's like this
God.
region is like 4 or 5 miles. In the desert, it's not a very forgiving terrain.
Is it
Going
a rocky
from one
desert, by the
side.
way, or a sand desert?
Sorry?
Is it rocky terrain or is it?
No, it's
sand,
definitely
or-
sandy. It's definitely
Okay.
sandy. It will
Okay.
take you, let's say, from one side of the map to the other side. It's probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But all kinds of things could happen, of course, out
I
there.
can help.
And the storm is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But actually,
And,
what kind of storm? Like in the desert, I would think sandstorm. But
Yeah, it's definitely
yeah.
a sandstorm. Yeah, but there's some dark
Yeah.
clouds as well. It's
If you want to find any tracks,
Yes.
then we need to
But we
head out
should-
immediately.
We should have to prepare for. We should be prepared for something. So we should get coverage. Maybe if there's like a sandstorm, you would survive it by like maybe if you can find a cave, just completely covering the entrance, or otherwise in some place, some way creating shelter, covering yourself. So yeah.
Not sure whether there are Bedouins or well, tribes like that, how they survive in the middle of the desert. Do they
usually
survive?
often underground. From what you know, there's many tribes that survive underground or inside cities. Right? Ashar is built specifically, with these large stone houses with thick walls with very small windows. That are perfectly built to withstand the heat. It's a little bit hotter here than even where Badulan and Nambuldi are from, which is the Volgar Plains to the east. Still desert, very hot, but this place is extremely unforgiving. Many people, even just a fun fact is like there's some small fish swimming in the oasis, and people here say that these are like the spirits of those who didn't make it in the desert. It's a whole thing. Like I told you, people don't just leave this city unless they are going to a specific place and have prepared and are going in a group of some kind. Yeah.
No, but I mean, a caravan would also have some sort of shelters or things with them to survive a sandstorm or.
Oh yes, yeah. Basically, just some contraption that you could maybe cover yourself with to dig a hole and then like cover yourself. Get enough. First of all, of course, take enough water with you. Second of all, whenever you can find a rock formation and can find shelter against that, or maybe even underneath in some kind of a crevice, that's perfect.
Then we should arrange at least for
Maybe
Those quickly want to head out.
maybe you'll try and take shelter, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, this is the entrance to." Okay, but you know,
I play in a different desert campaign where we've had to weather sandstorms. I was like, okay, how was that?
yeah, you know this. I got this. But you are actually more familiar with the
Yes.
humid jungles of Ishtar.
Yes.
I'd say this is probably like as far as terrain and pure weather conditions go, it's harsher than Ishtar because at least there you'll find like things
So
to
dry.
things to eat or to drink, and here it's barren.
Can I estimate, since this is kind of my, although a little bit cooler, but this is my terrain, the terrain I'm most familiar with.
Yes, because you've got desert or plains, right, as your terrain. Yeah.
Can I estimate how long it will take for that storm to hit
Oh yes.
us at this point?
Yeah, that's not too difficult. It will probably take because it's pretty far off. It can easily take another 3 hours, though it could still turn away. It could be approaching within 2 hours at worst, but your best guess is 3 hours. From the looks of it.
Okay, so we do have time, if that's only 1 hour here, to see if we can.
Yeah, and it's
find-
now, let's say it's 5 p.m.
Oh, darkness is also a thing.
When does it get dark here? At what time?
Around 7.
Still 2 hours.
Around
I mean,
storm hits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Oh my God, is this by design? I don't know.
That's okay. I have dark vision.
Yeah.
Different game.
That's a joke, by the
different
way,
game.
for everyone watching. He does not have dark vision. He does have an urge to party, though. Right?
I do.
Storm or no storm. So 5 p.m. through 3 hours before the storm gets here. Yeah.
I say we should try. Go out, see if we find any tracks, and
Scout.
get to that particular cliff that is mentioned in the letter. What shot do we else have?
None.
I would prefer not to head to a mysterious cliff just before dark and just before a sandstorm. While it might be a good avenue to pursue for investigation, it also sounds like certain death with a capital C and a capital D.
So you want to wait while these cultists are performing their rituals or whatever it is, their evil deeds.
I'd say we could use our time to pursue other facets of the investigation. For example, the woman from the registration office. That is one that we have not truly investigated her best yet. We could try to find out where the fortune teller lives. I understand your urge, and if everyone else thinks it's a good idea, then I'll go with. I just think it poses a great danger.
I pray to Anakdir every day, so courage
Okay.
is with us. No fear. We should do this and head
If it
into
makes
the
you-
desert to the cliffs.
If it makes you feel better, we can pass through the Eastern Gate to see if we can find what's her name there.
Oh, it's not like seeing her is not to make me feel better. It's the not going into the deserts, into the dark, into a sandstorm, into people performing strange rituals with flesh monsters. All of those combined at the same time. That's what makes me a little uneasy.
And the region is
But
known
again,
to
if we all
be
go through it.
to be a host to quite a few sandcrawler attacks as well. Though those usually
Little
happen
detail.
during the day. So
Oh,
there's
Okay.
that.
Yes, but we'll
Oh.
yeah. So we should just go after dark, and then there will be no problem.
exactly.
You think we
Did
could
anyone
just
else
wait?
also have a dream of like the undead rising
Why did you have to bring that up? I almost forgot.
Yes. I'm just slightly more paranoid today than normal. And I'm already, my base level of paranoia is slightly higher than yours, I believe, considering you all have been drinking that water a lot. But,
Well, no, I'm almost
well,
out.
most of
The
you.
water is splendid.
Mm-hmm,
No worries
yes.
about that.
One-
I mean, we were all
Right.
tired after last night, but we have to make a decision about this.
I've made my side clear.
Ilya
Anyone
looks
else?
at the others.
Well,
Sam?
I think it is difficult, but I do believe we should go after them. But I think it is foolish to
I think,
walk
I mean,
into the
does he
desert
drop out?
just
He keeps
without
dropping
a
out.
clear goal. Well, I think it is
Or
better
maybe just
to.
for me, then.
I think it is better to.
Oh.
I think we need a more concrete plan. I think we need a concrete goal, even. I don't think we should just charge into the desert in the middle of the night.
Admittedly, just my 2 cents, it's a big stretch of land if you don't know where you're headed. So if you know, that's one thing. If you don't know, I mean, this could take a day. I mean, how long would it take to, unless you find tracks, of course, which I'm saying, there may or may not be. But if you're wanting to scour the entire region, well, I mean, that's quite an undertaking. But there may be tracks, and as long as you know where you're going, could still be reasonably safe. Though maybe I'm just saying that to get you, into my trap. No, but
Look,
I hear what you're saying.
I may know a contact that could tell me something about the desert.
your new friend. Oh, that's a cool plan, actually. Yeah, he is still, playing his music at the Palace Bazaar.
I was actually trying to find an excuse to party.
oh, this was not a serious proposal. This was like,
No.
yeah, okay, yeah, good one.
Well,
I have a thing for a lovely gem. Apparently, there's a bit of an issue with me not being able to see Wiebe. I think I need to reload the page, but I don't know if that'll screw up your OBS.
I see Wiebe on
Yeah,
OBS.
I don't. No, I can't, and so I might need to reload, and that might screw things up on OBS.
Oh yeah, you
so,
can just reload for a minute. It's no problem. You'll appear right back if. And also, while we do that, we didn't ever discuss until what time we were going to play today. So since it's almost 11, I'm just checking in. Is it going to be an 11 o'clock or a 12 o'clock? Because this could be a good stopping point. Give you some time to think about what you want to do. Or maybe if you're like, no, we want to go into the desert, get some action, that's fine with me too. But depends on...
I think we have to decide upon our course of action from this point on.
Yeah.
And that perhaps it's the end of the
Yes,
session.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
good
so
one.
too.
That will be helpful for me at least,
Yeah.
so I know for next time what to what to.
Yeah, am I in OBS again now, or do you need to?
Yeah,
relink
yeah. No, I see
that?
you.
Yeah, we hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Hey.
I can see you.
Hey!
Yay.
So a course of action for our next session, which will, and I think now I'm pretty. It's safe to say that the next session might be the final one. Then. So that's 4 part. That's actually a 4-session adventure. That's nice. I mean, I like it.
I think that's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
And yeah, so to go into the desert at night with a storm brewing, or to do more investigation. Keep in
Ilya
mind.
sees all these doubting faces, so
Yeah.
she's like, "Forgive me, Anagdir."
Yeah, keep in
You
mind
cowards,
it's 5 o'clock now, and I mean I don't know what's going to happen, but
I
the
do.
Conqueror will stand with us. We will destroy our enemies
Then
with a big
let us
smile on
go
our
at
faces.
least to the east gate and then see if that woman is there and just hold up in our inn until the storm is over. She shakes her head like that wouldn't be her choice, but well, she also knows going alone into the desert, that's a death sentence, most probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sticking together from now on with all the flesh
Indeed.
walls and monsters and rising dead.
So the decision is to stay put for a while, see if you can improve your chances of learning where this lair may be located. Just if only for a few hours to better your chances of surviving in the desert, right?
yeah, most probably the east gate we want to
Mm.
try out. And
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else has any leads which might be, well, of any use.
Investigating the east gate. Yeah. That's a good place to check out, I think. Yeah.
Also, if we do want to go out into the deserts, we have that lovely Skya who will want to help.
Oh yes. Good one.
More cannon fodder. So
I wasn't going to say it out loud, mostly because I don't know what the canon is in character.
no.
So a plan has been formed. I see Namuldi still.
Yeah, no, I know the dangers of the desert. I know the dangers of the desert at this point. I know the dangers of the desert at night. I feel very uncomfortable with everything that happened at the temple. So she the same as she has the same feeling as Ilya. We should move, but also understands that it's kind of probably a death sentence to do that immediately. So she reluctantly agrees with at least see where that Damara person is, maybe squeeze out some extra information.
Okay. And I do have to say, next session, also think of something to get Badelan to join you, because I mean I've let it go for a few hours now, but
We just promised him a party, a rave in the desert.
Oh,
and he
that's
goes,
great!
so
It's like
fine.
what's it called? Burning
The
Man.
sandstorm
Burning Man.
rave.
Yeah. Sandstorm rave. I have all the details about that. We do that a lot.
This might
in
work.
our tribes.
Go on.
Fine.
You should,
Well,
you should invite your minstrel friend.
Well, I mean, Ilya has appetite
Minstrel
for
and
pleasure. So if
Yeah.
she gets involved in the taste of wine and ale and companionship, then
That actually helps
you'll
you.
get some
So-
bonus. Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So
Cool.
more or less, if we stay here in town for the time being until the next day, she's up to it to party along with Badelan. So
Everyone watching, you heard it. Either next time we'll be going into a cold lair, or there'll just be a lot of partying inside Ashar, a lot of drinking, and things will just happen as they will
just
happen.
during the
without-
sandstorm, I mean, what else can you do
Yeah,
during a
that's
sandstorm?
true.
True.
It's going to be very cool. All right. So that being said, I think now is a good time to end this session. Thank you all for playing again with me tonight, and thanks to
you.
everyone for watching, of course. This is getting, I mean, I'm loving how this is developing at the moment. And the cool thing is, the only thing I do to prepare these sessions is I'm just thinking about, okay, what happened and what are the, let's say, cultists. I don't know if they are, but let's say these people, let's assume for a minute they are cultists. Just thinking about what are they doing in the meantime, and I have like a whole, it's like a whole, a game of cat and mouse that's going on. It's quite fun to see where you are investigating and where you are not, and the things that you've noticed and the things that have gone that have passed by without you knowing. It's very cool. I'm liking it a lot, and I'm curious to see next time what will happen. So to conclude, again, thanks to everyone, and we'll do a quick round of say what you want to say at the end of this session, and then we'll see everyone in, I don't know what's going to be, 1 week, 2 week, maybe 3. We've all got some scheduling going on, but we'll try to get you the final session of this adventure as soon as possible. So, Namuldi, anything you want to share with our viewers?
Yeah, if you want to find me on the internet, you can find me on Sandra Catherine on Twitter and on itch.io, and also on, hopefully soon, on Drive-Thru RPG, because I'm working on a Call of Cthulhu scenario. So,
oh, very nice, cool,
it could be fun in a 1930s theater here in Amsterdam. So.
Oh, cool! 1930s theater in Amsterdam. A real theater that exists?
Yeah, the theater I work at.
Ah, that's cool. So you've been walking around there, and you're like, oh, this feels creepy enough to set up something.
Exactly.
Cool.
If you need any players to test.
I already did a playtest a couple of months ago. Yeah, exactly.
Always up for some
It's a really
Call
cool
of
setup.
Cthulhu.
So.
Yeah. All right. Then we go down. Kassan, anything you want to relay to our viewers?
In this session, our adventurers went through a bit of a pickle, but we'll see if they can prevail on the next episode of
Faces of Evil. Yeah.
Faces of Evil.
Did you just say Evil Faces? The next episode of Evil Faces. I love it. This could pitch this somewhere, and there will be a TV show. TV show.
Yeah, maybe my next scenario. So
all right, Badul Aan and Ilya, usually the same message, but share it nonetheless. Or if you have anything new that you want to say, feel free.
Yeah, I'm curious if Dulmar is still alive. I hope to find out next week.
Yeah, yes. What happened to Dulmar?
You can't find me on HIO. You also can't find me on Drive-Thru, but you can find me in the Dutch 20 Discord server.
Dutch 20 Discord server. And
as soon as we finish this adventure, I will probably also run it there.
Oh, cool. That sounds cool. Okay, so for those watching, that's a mostly Dutch-speaking Discord. So if you're from the Netherlands, if you speak Dutch, very cool place to go to check out some games. And of course,
people
also
from Belgium. People from Belgium are allowed, but you know, on
oh, that's your words, not mine.
Yeah, you said from the Netherlands, you didn't.
Yeah, that's true. But for those who are watching who don't know, they speak the same language, sort of. Anyway, and also not to forget D&D Beyond, and of course, the Beyond D&D, yes, Beyond D&D,
different thing.
And of course, the Dice Deal Games Discord, where we'll also doing all kinds of fun stuff and talking about Blood and Doom and such. Zamia,
I've got nothing to say. Don't drink and drive.
Well, I wanted to add something.
Like
I mean, you're talking about the cultists, but I mean, it's a unique selling point for Blood and Doom, right? All those different cults. So hey,
I know it is, but I don't want to assume that you know or think in character that these are cultists. But I think at this point you probably know that it is. Yeah, and of course you don't have to play Blood and Doom, with cultists and. Mild spoilers, but the Azul Ra adventure will, for example, not involve any particular cult per se. It will be an entirely different kind of adventure, a hex crawl, exploring a jungle in search for ancient treasure. There's a very cool story playing out there in the background as well. But, you don't need to include any of the cults in your games. But I personally love the cults, and that's why they are in a separate book, right? So it's the 12 Pillars of Doom. If you are not interested in cults, just put that one aside, and you'll be you'll not be bothered with that. But personally, I like that there's a book dedicated to the 12 cults, and you'll find. Oh yeah, by the way, what's cool to know, Geo, is that this entire adventure was made based on the chapter of a specific cult that's actually in the 12 Pillars of Doom. So it could be fun for you all if we finish this, of course, to check out the adventure itself. But if you go back into the 12 Pillars of Doom, the free version that's out now, you can read, I won't say the name, but it's a specific chapter on a specific cult. And actually also to show people how you can easily build your own adventures or prep some sessions from that information. This entire adventure was made up from the information that was prior to that already written in the 12 Pillars. So basically using my own, or our own, I should say, work and writing to then extract from that an entirely new adventure. And that is very cool to do, and that will show you how you can do that. And the same is true for the 7 Jewels of Azul Ra, which will take more inspiration from the Guide to Atir and the information on Ishta, and in particularly the jungles of Mararoka, where that adventure will take place. So that's great fun, at least I think so, for these 2 free adventures to kind of show what you can do with that. So anything else as we close off? No? All right, so again, thanks everyone for playing here today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll probably put some links in the comment section down below. Still going to the Kickstarter. It has ended, but we'll open up a pledge manager at the end of this month. So if you missed out, you'll still be able to get your hands on some of the rewards. I'll post a link there. More information on that soon, and also hopefully we'll quickly get back here and show you what will happen in Ashar and with this cult.
See you next time.
Goodbye.